How's it going? The Butler Speaks. Yes, that's what I'm talking about today. I am talking about the Butler speaking. And what this is, if I can zoom in there and you don't see too many lights. Oh, something's gone wrong there. My screen. What this is a magazine that I created really, really easily. So let me just put down the iPad there because it weighs a lot with the cover. So, how are you all doing, guys? Great to see you. As usual, let me know where you are, well, calling in from, I was about to say, but where you actually are. Let me know your name, and the butler will give you a shout out. How's about that? Oop. I was looking at the wrong calendar. The wrong calendar? I was looking at the wrong camera. Oh boy, this is going to be a crazy one today because I'm already making mistakes. Okay. Let me know where you are. Let me know how you are as well. I hope everybody is well. Let me know that you can hear me. I know that you can see me, but just let me know that you can hear me as well because I have a different mic on today, and I just want to make sure that everybody can see and hear me. Okay. Hey, Sonia in Arizona. How is Arizona? Um, Hopefully everything is going well over there. Hey, Chris there. Oop. Let me just turn myself off there because we're there. Okay, you can hear me perfectly. Ohio, hello. Cosmos from Jamaica. I can hear and see you. Hey, wow. Okay, all the way in Jamaica, Cape Town, South Africa. So we're going from one part of the globe to the other. I love it. And of course, I am Richard, the Director of Education. It just says it kind of there on the screen. And I love doing videos and I love helping people, as you may or may not know. If you have seen my previous videos, you will know. And that reminds me, actually, will you give me a like? Will you give me drop a comment if you're watching the replay, and subscribe to our channel because we have lots of videos coming up for you, lots of training videos and these zany lives that I do every week. Zany, but extremely educational and quite jaw dropping at times. We have Maryland, Long Beach, lovely. So lots of great places. So today we are going to talk about what I showed you just at the very beginning of the call, and that is creating your. Sorry, you can see my lights are creating your own digital magazine. Can anybody tell me why you would want to create a digital magazine? I mean, sounds like a lot of work, right? And I just see there's somebody from Australia there. Excellent. Okay, so why would you want to create a digital magazine? I guess why not, you might say, because I have nothing else to do. No, those are not the answers. The answers, of course, are, like Pamela says, as a promotional tool. Because more and more people are reading things on their iPads or on their tablets or on their phones. And it's another way of standing out. It's another way of getting in front of your target audience. Now, um, a a very interesting couple of things that are coming up here. Tanya says, "Yes, it's tons of work." Well, it doesn't have to be. When you watch this video, when you learn from this tutorial, you'll see how easy it is actually to do. Stephen says it's a great tool to advertise and promote your brand. And marketing thinking, who is definitely thinking well, is you could sell advertising space. Now, there's an interesting one. So, let's say you start to publish your digital magazine, you give it away for free, or you could charge for it, but you give it away for free. And then you could contact, if it was in a local area, local businesses to actually buy advertising space. So, I like that idea. And it wasn't something that I had immediately thought about. Now, obviously, this comes when you have a volume in your actual business that you are, um, having a lot of people reading the magazine. Now, what you could do, and what I'm going to advise you to do is, you could give out one or two issues for free, and then you could say, if you want to become a regular subscriber, it's free, but I need to know where to mail it to. And then what you can do is you can start building up your mailing list. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, as Sonia said, this is a lot of work. Well, yeah, it used to be a lot of work. Why? Because many, many moons ago, or maybe just a couple of weeks ago, if you didn't know about PLR.me content, you would have to write the content yourself. And I mean, who has time to write content? I mean, we're busy doing other things. We're busy looking at cat memes on our memes on Facebook and things like that, right? Or watching YouTube videos. But time used to be a challenge for many people. But with PLR.me content, with a free account or with a paid account, you get content that you can use in your magazine. Okay. So you don't have to worry about content. You don't even have to worry about expensive tools because long ago, if you wanted to create a magazine, you used to have to use a desktop publishing program. Now, who remembers, virtual hands up, who remembers MS Publisher? That was the bomb, as I say, or it was the goat, as we were talking about last week, which I didn't know what goat meant. I thought it was the animal with the little beard like mine and the horse that climbs up mountains, but in fact, it's not. But MS Publisher was a desktop publishing, or DTP was a desktop publishing tool that you could use to lay out digital magazines. But it was cumbersome and uh, it was a, well, I think it was expensive at the time. And you had to download it onto your computer. And then if you were working on another computer, you couldn't work on multiple files. And it was just a pain. But I'm going to show you the free tool that you already know that is going to help you do this. Okay, so I'm just going to get a drink of water. And just to let you know, this is a water bottle because I was just thinking people might think I'm vaping on the live. But I'm not vaping, okay? It is actually water. So Maria says hello. Amian says uses a micro sub niche entry point for a product or service you want to sell later on. Yeah, I mean, your magazine can build up your authority so that people get to know you. And once people get to know you, they get to like you, they get to trust you, and then you will become the person in their mind that they are going to go to when they have a challenge. Okay. Maximize your purpose with Dr. B says, yeah, MS Publisher was the GOAT. And you still have so much great material in Publisher. Well, now is your time to transfer that. Okay, so let's start off with content. PLR.me, we are, I'm going to say it, we are the number one suppliers of self-development material and material for people who are in the personal development market. I mean, nobody does it as good as we do, as sounds like a song or the slogan from somewhere else, from some other business. But we have great content for you. As a free member, you can sign up. You get 2 free credits every month. With those 2 free credits, you could download 2 articles, and those 2 articles could be the start of a magazine. As a paid member, you get access to all of our resources, even all of our content resources as a free member up to the value of 2 credits. But as an actual paid member, you get more credits, which means that you can download resources like ebooks. Now, an ebook you could take and you could also make that into a series of magazines. So there's a lot of potential that we're going to talk about. Yeah, a magazine is a product with a tangible value. Now, you could even get it printed if you wanted to be quite old school, and old school is now becoming new school. Like I don't know if that's the saying, but I mean the way vinyls are now coming back into fashion or have been coming back into fashion. Magazines could be coming back into fashion, so you could maybe print a copy of the magazine as well. So let's talk about PLR.me content. You can download your articles, you can download your ebooks, and then you can actually go to one of our favorite tools here at PLR.me, and I'm just going to share my screen. And that, of course, is Canva. Okay, so we're here with Canva. Let me just move this over here so I can just see what I'm doing. And even with the free version of Canva, you can actually create your own magazine. Okay. So you don't need to have a paid version of Canva. you can just use the free version. Now, obviously, if you have the paid version, you're going to have a lot more templates that you can use, because I found that when I was just going through some items, that some of the templates that I had access to were maybe not as good as the free ones. But don't let that stop you. I mean, you can always look to um, the free items, and you can work with those. Okay, and I think everybody agrees that Canva is a great resource. Okay. Why? Well, because first of all, it's free, and second of all, there's a whole lot that you can do with it. Okay. I mean, you can really, really do a lot with Canva. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search for magazine here, and it comes up as magazine cover. I'm going to take magazine cover here, and you're going to go, but you're only going to design a cover. No, I'm actually going to design pages as well. Now, when I go into Canva here, I can see whether it's free. Some of these are for pro members, some are actually paid, that you actually have to pay. Now, you could take let's start with, for example, the magazine cover here. Okay, so this is your health magazine, and you decide, well, you want to have a picture of, well, you want to change this picture of this lady. I'm just going to press delete there, and then I'm just going to go into my elements, and I'm going to find this picture here. This is the one that I used for my actual magazine, and I'm just going to extend that out in size. Okay, so that it becomes much bigger. Now, immediately, this is a whole new magazine cover. Okay, so I could call this, I'll call it calm, because that will fit rather than meditate. Okay, I can put in the edition number here, so I can call this January 2022. Okay, calm. Okay, uh, and here's an article about time. Now you can't see that because it's just a little bit small, and then we have another article there, and I can go in, and of course, as you know, you can just change the fonts here, and you can change the colors, and you can change various aspects there. If I want to make it, if I want to make that font bigger, I can actually do that there. If I want to change effects, I can put different effects on that. Now that looks absolutely horrendous, and apologies if Ronnie is watching this, because you go, oh my goodness, with how you actually have those colors there. Now, that is going to be the actual cover. Now, if I go add page, it will just add a blank page. What I could do is, I could say, okay, I'm going to work with the cover first. I'm going to download the cover, and I want PDF print, which would be quite a heavy file, or I can just go to PDF standard. So I can first of all download that cover, and then I can start to work on all the other elements. Okay. Okay. So I've just been told there that you can't see my screen. Okay. So let me just check that. Sorry about that, guys. I was so engrossed there that you couldn't see my screen. Now, okay. So let's go back a little bit. So what I did was, if I just undo all of this, I love these lives when things don't go exactly as they should. Okay. So it's live. Okay, so what I started with, I had the live, I had the magazine cover, which was like this, and I thought this is a really nice cover for my magazine. So I just decided to delete that lady there, because I wanted an even more serene picture. So from my recently used, I took the cover that I actually had, and I just drag that out like that. Now, immediately you can see that that is completely different. Okay. Um, I'm sorry. I do apologize for all those people who didn't see what I was doing there. Okay. So everybody can see this now. Just give me a yes so that you can tell me that you can see it. Okay, yes, now we can see. Okay, now I want to change the name of this magazine. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to call my magazine Cam. Okay, I was very calm there doing this, and then you couldn't see anything I was doing. I'm going to change the edition to Jan 2022, and then I can just change the text here. So be calm. Okay. And I might decide, well, actually, what I want to do is just move that into the center here. And I want to move these items here just onto the actual little bridge here. Okay. So that just puts everything in a little bit better there. Now I might decide, well, what I want to do is I want to change the color here to make that white. And maybe I want to make it bold so it just stands out. And same here. Okay, so I'm just going to make that white and bold. Okay, and then this text here, monthly, I'm going to call this. Okay, so monthly. Okay, so any questions so far? Everybody can see this so far. Any questions? Just let me see. Okay, let me just take another drink of water here. Okay, so that doesn't seem that difficult at the moment, does it? I mean, it doesn't seem as if you need to be a super graphic designer. I mean, I'm not a graphic designer. You can ask Ronnie that, and he would tell you that I'm not a graphic designer at all. But I think straight away that looks quite interesting. Now, do be very careful. Why? Because if I just zoom in here a little bit, I see that there is some text here that I may need to get rid of, because when it zoomed down, I didn't see that text. So maybe I just want to get rid of that text there because I don't need that text. And then let me just zoom back out. And I think that looks pretty good so far. Okay. So what do you think? What brand is my water bottle? It's a Spark water bottle, one of the best water bottles that you can get. So we have the cover there. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to download that cover. And as I said before, you all told me that you couldn't see what I was doing. PDF print if you're going to print it, or PDF standard if you're going to just have it as standard. Now, because I'm on the free version, I don't have a lot of templates that have inside covers, etc. But let's just say you want to create a cover. Let's say you want to even just create a cover that you are going to use for an e-book, for example. You could also do it this way. So I would download that. That starts to download. Okay. Share your design with others here. I could share with others. Now let me just go back, and I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I just want to share another screen. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to search for another magazine in a second. Okay. Any questions so far? Anything that you might say, oh my, that seems so difficult, or oh my, that seems really easy. Okay. It looks good. Okay, so let's just go back to the original screen that we were on, and then I'll have to share just a couple of times there. So I go back to magazine covers here. Now, what I'm looking for here is to see if there is a magazine that has a number of pages in it. And this one here is free. And when I hover over, it actually passes through the pages here. So the first thing I showed you was just how to create the magazine cover if you already have other content done and you just want to put a nice cover on it. This time we're going to start with a 5-page magazine. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to open up in another window. So this time Richard is going to share the proper window so that you can see it. And this particular one is called Monochrome Voyage. Okay, Monochrome Nature Travel Magazine. So I'm gonna redo the cover again here. So this is issue number 1. Volume. It's always good to have like different volumes, because maybe you have issue number two of volume one, etc. And it makes it sound like there's definitely more magazines out there. Okay. And I'm going to go through just downloading, how to download again, just to answer the question about whether I used print or standard. I actually used standard, and I'll tell you why just in a second. So I'm going to call this Cam. Now, if it doesn't all fit on one line, I just drag it out like that. That comes up right there. Now, before I forget, have you given us a like? Have you subscribed to our channel? Let me know in the comments whether you have liked this video so far, because, I'm somebody who likes external feedback. Although internally, I think I'm great. I love when you say that we're great and that you love our channel. So make sure that you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and also subscribe, and let us know in the comments when you've done that. Okay, so down here, I changed this to, and I'll put it in the European format. Today is the 20th of the 1st, 2022. So I will put it in the European format. I actually really like that. I think it's a really calm little picture. Okay. And then I go on to the next page. Now, here are the contents. Okay. So here, what I would start to think about is I would start to think about, what do I want in my magazine? Now, I would tend to say to you, take one topic per issue. Okay. And, you know, what could you use in an issue? Well, you could have one or two articles about the actual topic, like goal setting, for example. You might say, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something on goal setting, and then, well, then I want people to take action. But what am I going to do to get these people to take action? Well, what you're going to do is you are actually going to then say to people, um, print out the magazine, and then you can fill in the affirmations that we have. So you could actually put in some reflection affirmations that we have from PLR.me, and then you could actually use those so that people could actually reflect on what you've just talked about. So it does take a little bit of time for you to maybe plan this out. But once you plan it out, it's perfect. Okay. You're going to have so many things that you can do. Um, so I'm going to put in different little things here. Okay. So let's call this. I'm going to change the topic, and I'm going to have how to boost your IQ. Okay. So let's say I just want to boost my IQ here. Okay. I have a little call out here. Richard discusses blah 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 blah. Okay. Now I would go into page 3 here. I would open up, and I have this, for example, I have this on my other screen. Okay. And this is about leadership. Actually, sorry, it was EQ. And what I'm doing off screen is I'm just copying out parts of an article that I have from PLR.me. So I put that in. Now, if that is too big, what I will need to do is I will need to just cut out. I mean, it's overflowing there, so I just need to copy and paste content in there. And I would continue to copy and paste content into the magazine like this. Now, here you can have, call outs, what I like to call call outs here, that you call out something from the article. So, tip one, okay, whatever the tip may be. Then I would double click here and I would paste in the content. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, like and subscribe. A question that's just come up there is, how many pages do you need for a magazine? Well, that's up to you really, because I mean, I wouldn't just have a one page, but maybe 4 or 5 pages, maybe 6 pages. depending on what you want to do. I mean, 5 or 6 is fine. You don't want to have it that it's a 100-page magazine, unless it's an end of year edition that you could also do. So I would say, have a few there. And you'll see that in the chat, we've just added the links to the affirmations and different articles, etc. Now, I can continue on here. This is a nice place to put in a quote, all need to be better. Some more than those. So I just use that. Now, what if I want to copy that page? Well, I can just click on this called duplicate page. That gives me a duplication of that page. And then I can move that page up or down within my magazine. Okay. And then here, what I could do is I could, get rid of that image and maybe find another photo. So let's take this photo here and put that in there like that. Okay, and then I might just see if I can send that backward and backward just to make sure that everything is there. And that is now an extra page. Now, if I want to add a page, I can click on add a page and it just comes up like that. So that's going to be a blank page there. But I might decide, well, I want to copy this page. So I click on the plus. I bring that down to the last page. And we put it here. And then I could just change those images there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that image here and delete that image here. And I'm going to bring in this image, resize it, and just pop it in there. Okay, and I want this image as well. And I'm just going to pop it. Actually, I don't need to resize. I can just pop it in there like that. Now, obviously, if you have more graphic design skills than I do, you could design your own magazine, or you could go out and you can ask a designer to design the magazine template layout for you. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at some questions. Cosmic Cat's Eye says, thank you for having the live. You are very welcome. Any questions so far before I go to the next step? So anything that anybody wants to ask me about what we've done so far in this live? Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this page here. I'm going to duplicate it. Okay, the magazine, obviously, I would want to spend more time on it to make it even prettier. And off screen, I have a affirmation that I want to put in here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make this text box here bigger. So if I just click on that, and let me just, sorry, I've just selected two by the looks of it. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to paste this content in and then make it wider. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of that image there, and I'll just put in, for example, I could go into an element and I might just put in a gradient there. Okay, so as I say, I do apologize. Design is not my forte. So I'm going to send it to the back and just get rid of that. Okay, 5 ways of traveling. Okay, that's not what the affirmation is, but I would put this in. I would probably shorten it. And then what I would do is I would have the questions here. So I'm going to shorten this here. I have my affirmation questions there. So if I zoom in, you see that we have the affirmations here. And then we have the top 10 affirmations. And then we can have questions at the bottom. I can't actually go in there at the moment, but I could put that over 2 pages if I wanted, or I could put it over 3 pages or 1 page if I reduce it. So the idea is to think about how to do this and to think about the purpose of the magazine. Now, Maximize here says, maximize your purpose with Dr. B. Did I miss how to drop in the PLR.me content? You didn't. You did. Actually, you did. But basically, what you want to do is you just open up the text file or the Word file, and then you just copy and you go into one of the text boxes here and you just click paste. And then that pastes that content in. Okay. Um, Another question, our Savita says, you can use something like this to create a newsletter. Absolutely, you could create a newsletter. Fantastic option for create a magazine, etc. Okay, so by the looks of it, people are liking what they're saying. Okay, now if I go here, now, well, before I say that, you know, I would say if you wanted to produce a magazine on a regular basis, hire somebody from Fiverr, or even if it's from somewhere else, um, hire somebody to create one or two templates for you with maybe 5 pages in each template so that you can actually then have two or three different versions of your magazine. And I think that would really help. And, maybe initially this would cost you, I don't know, $100 to get somebody to design it, depending where you get them to design it. But after that, you have that all the time that you can use and reuse. And then you can decide what you want to do with it. So to download it and to answer a question that just came up, if you want to print it, and I mean, if you're going to print it on a high quality printer, or get it professionally published, if it was a longer magazine, you would choose PDF print. Okay, and I believe if it's going to printers, maybe you need to put crop marks and bleed. If you want to just share it as a standard PDF, you can then just click on PDF standard and you click on download, and that will actually download that. And then you could give that away for free. And of course, you can have your sign up form. So, get my free newsletter every month. So, this could be quite an interesting way to repurpose our content. And rather than giving away an article or putting an article on your website for people to consume for free, you could put a number of articles together each month or each week if you have the time, and you could put two or three articles together, related articles, and then publish that as a weekly magazine that people can sign up for. Now, if you're here's one tip: if you were going to put this as a lead magnet that people sign up for a new edition of your magazine, maybe don't put a date on it. So maybe it's just issue 1 volume 1, issue 2 volume 1, because if you put January 2022, if somebody signs up in 2026, then immediately your content is out of date. So don't date your content, and I mean that in all senses of the word. Don't put a date on it so that it looks out of date quite quickly. Okay. While I pause for a drink, any questions? It looks like I'm all out of water. Okay. Anything that is on people's minds that they think, oh, I wonder about this or I wonder about that. Just let me know, and we can see. Okay, yeah. Keep it green. No, no dates is always good. Okay, because if you have dates on it, then it dates. Okay, so that's it. Now, people mentioned that you could use this for advertising your services. You could use it for people to advertise in. Okay, where would you publish this magazine, I wonder? I mean, where could you publish the magazine? Um, let me know that. There's just a question there from Nikki. Could you review, please, how you drop in the PLR.me content? So it's simply just, and you can go back if you're watching the replay, because there will be a replay. It's simply a matter of copying and pasting text from a file that you have, and I had the file off screen, so you didn't see it. and then going into one of those little text boxes where there's existing text and pasting it in. Okay, so it's super easy. Cherry says, do you create outbound links inside your magazine to send the viewers to other places? You could actually do that. I mean, you could, if you were promoting one of your courses within the magazine, what you could actually do is you could actually have outbound links. When you download the PDF, I think the links may actually stay as links. So let me just see, because if I just achieve, I'm not sure, is there, yeah, there's an option here that you can actually create a link. So enter a link or search. Now I think I actually put a link here to PLR.me. We can certainly try that. Let me just download that page. And I just want to download this page here, which is number 5. Okay. So I'm just downloading that magazine now just to see if those outbound links will work. But you could certainly do that. I mean, use it as a way to advertise the rest of your business. Okay, so if you want to contact me, and obviously put in all of your contact details, because if you don't put in your contact details, people say, "Oh, that's a great magazine," but I have no idea how to actually contact this person. Okay, so you want to just be careful of that. Okay, I think whatever way I downloaded this, I didn't download it properly. But let me just check that, or if anybody has an answer to that, if you put links into the document, will it actually allow you to have outbound links? Normally in a PDF it will. I don't know if that is just something that is going to be particular to pro members. Okay, so I'm going to do all pages. You could upload on G Drive and get it. Okay, so one of the things that you could do with your newly created magazine is you could upload it to Google Drive and then you could share it. That's one thing. But if you actually want to have a link in the text, let me just share my screen. Let me share my other screen here. So the answer to the question is, and the question was, can you put outbound links into your actual document? So here's the document that I have. Let me zoom in. And under the word achieve, I put a link into PLR.me. And when I click on that, it goes to PLR.me. So that is fantastic. So you can say, sign up for my 21-day challenge, sign up for my course, whatever it may be, and put a link directly in there. Now, since we're here on PLR.me, I want to show you 2 things. The first thing I want to show you is I want to show you our pricing page. And our pricing page will show you how others have actually used PLR.me content. And it will also show you, if I just go down here, it's taking just a second to download. It will show you what people have done. And if you've been on previous lives, you've actually seen this, how people transformed content, etc. And as you go down, well, we tell you how much it would actually cost if you were to get somebody to write an ebook. And I think this is a conservative time, 20 plus days, because I remember I got an ebook written about 12, 13 years ago. It cost me probably about $200-300 at the time. It was maybe 20 pages long. And it took about, from the whole process, from starting to finish, it probably took me about 6 weeks. So this goes through all about credits. Oh, look who it is there. A much younger looking me. This goes through all the credits, all the different options. We have pay as you go, we have monthly, we have yearly, etc. And there is something that you can do if you have never booked a call with me. Because if you say, Richard, before I invest, I need to talk to somebody because I want to know exactly what I'm getting and how it works and the rights and everything. You can actually book a call with this handsome guy. Actually, we need to change this thumbnail. I need to say it to the team because it looks like I'm getting ready to attack somebody there. Okay, so we need to change that little thumbnail. But in this call, now it's only one call per client. So if you've already had a call, you can't actually book again. But in this call, we'll do a number of things. If you are wanting to sign up for a package, but you just want to talk to somebody before you sign up, you can book in a call and I'll go through all the options and I'll show you everything that's going on. We can do a strategy call. If you say, well, yeah, I want to see how I could use the content for my business to see if it's right for my business. Or I'm already a member and I just want to get like a little onboarding call. We can also do that. I can go through searching content, etc. Now, it is not, have a look at that little note there. This is not a technical support call. Okay. And we can't give specific advice on technical issues. So if you say, well, my server's not working, I can't help you on that. How do I upload this to WordPress? I can't help you on that. But you can book in a call there. Now, call times are limited in the sense that there are a lot of people who book calls. So you'll see my actual time availability. The actual time zone here is saying Central European time because that's where I am at the moment. When you book a call, it will always show or make sure that this shows in your particular time zone. Okay. And then you click here and then you see the available times. Now, I do try and open up slots to try and make it convenient for everybody, but I try not to work after 2 p.m. EST, which is 8 p.m. my time. So you will see that, for example, we have slots at 15:30 would be 9:30 EST, 10 EST, 10:30 EST, 11 EST, etc. So there are timeframes there. As I say, the calls do book up because lots of people want to talk to me, and people are always amazed when they actually get on a call and they say, "Oh my God, it is you, the guy from YouTube," and it kind of makes me feel good as well when people say that. With the actual call, if you do book a call, please do show up. We do send out reminders. We send out an email to remind you, and you will get a text message as well. So do let me know on that. Okay. Um, how much info? Okay, so just having a look at some of the questions here. How much info would you provide Fiverr to create 3 or 4 magazine templates? Would they choose the cover or would we provide our choices? Well, what would happen is you would pick a provider on Fiverr and then you would say, this is what I want. And normally what they do on Fiverr is they have the basic package, which is I will design a cover for you for $5, which is maybe they have just a couple of stock templates that they've created and they give you that. They mightn't give you the actual files for you to edit. They just give you the actual finished product. And then they have premium services. So you should be able to, it shouldn't be too expensive. 250 for 2 pages for an online magazine. It seems quite a lot, I think. Okay. Um, so this is our link to book a call. We have a smiley face there and we have a thinking face there as well. Okay. So that's what you can do. But I want to show you one of the places that you can actually share your magazine. Of course, do think about sharing it on Facebook, well, I won't tell you that one yet. Do think of sharing it on your site, on Facebook, etc. But there's one site that I particularly like, and I'm guilty of something. I don't use it as much as I should, okay? But that is one called Slideshare. Now, I don't know if you know Slideshare, but Slideshare is owned by another company, which was a document sharing site called Scribd. And what these sites allow you to do is they allow you to upload a PDF or a presentation, and then it's like a search engine. I mean, if people want to search for something, they might type in motivation, and then it searches and it gives slides or presentations about motivation here. Okay, so you go down, you see these slides. Some of these aren't really that nice looking here, but you see they have 63 slides, more 40 slides, etc. So there's a lot there, and people can click on these 25 slides, and then they see the actual slide deck here. Okay. Not a particularly nice looking slide deck by any means, I have to say. But for example, here's one here, the Gary V content model, 86 slides in it, 4,491 likes, and over 1.3 million views. Okay, so uh, this is called Slideshare, and we'll put a link in there. Um, it, it used to be free by the looks of it. Now, in order to read some of the content, they're trying to get you to buy content in there. So, here's a nice example of how we actually created a slide deck with a little bit more imagination here. Okay, so going through there. Now, this is a piece of content that he has since 2018, so nearly 4 years ago, and he's had 1.3 million views. I read that content and I go, "Who is this Gary V guy?" And I go off and then I start to read about him and I say, "Well, this guy definitely knows about content." He happens to have a course on the side about how to create better content, and then I start to use that. I start to see him as an authority figure. So this site is very, very good, and it's just slideshare.net. You can upload something here, and I don't use it as much as I should, but you can upload something here. If I have a look at my uploads here, I'm not promoting it as much. Okay, 5 months ago, I created this. It was actually for a video that I created it. It's had 130 views. It's had one download here. Okay, so you'll just see here that if I just go through here, you'll see this was actually all taken from PLR.me content. Okay, because this was for one of the videos that we actually created. It gives me other things that I have done then. Okay. If I go in here, okay, well, it's just jumped to an ad there, but I can actually go in and I can see different things. Now, one thing that's really interesting here is that this is a LinkedIn company. So there is another place that you could actually go and you could upload your content to LinkedIn as well. If your target market are business professionals, you could definitely link your content and put it into LinkedIn. Okay, let me just stop this. Um, so this site is for PDFs or slide decks. You can upload both of those, and I think you can. I think it's mainly documents rather than audio or video content. It's been quite a while since I've actually uploaded. You can see 4 months ago, but I have found it very useful. And if I remember rightly, I couldn't find it, but there was a slide deck that I uploaded many, many years ago, and it was from PLR.me, of course. And I think at some point it got featured on the homepage of Slideshare, and I hadn't changed any of the content, and I don't know how many views I got. I'm just trying to have a look. Looking down through some of the things that I've created, some of them have had 10,000 views from 10 years ago. I could promote it a lot more, and I mean, I would have to go in. I'd have to check all the links because I'm sure the links are some of the websites that I had in those days are no longer working. But I see one on Mindset Checklist that had 4,000 views. Again, with more promotion, that could definitely go up. We could actually definitely see more views on that. But if you produced good content, which of course you would, and you upload it there, again, if it gets popular, that content could go viral, and if it made it to their website, their homepage, which probably is more difficult now due to everything that is going on, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to get onto their homepage. But I'm just looking. Actually, I have one here. I don't know if it was this one, 25 Ways to Influence Others. 12 years ago, I put it up, and there were 14,000 views on that, and that was just a slide deck from PLR.me. So very, very useful. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? I'm just looking at my notes. We've gone through book a call. I've asked you to like the video, to leave a comment, which you guys are doing, to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can notify and click on that little ding ding bell so that you can actually get notified when we actually do more trainings. I am here every Thursday, unless I'm not here, which could mean that I'm away somewhere, okay, which does happen when I'm allowed out. So we've done that. I've talked to you about the pricing page as well, where you can find out about everything that we offer. Now, we are really transparent. So we do have a free offer for you, which is that you can sign up for free and you get 2 free credits every single month. They do expire on the renewal date. They don't accumulate because then we might have somebody that would be a member for 10 years and accumulate 120 credits or whatever it might be. But I mean, that just, why would you do that? We offer cost effective memberships as well. I mean, you saw that one ebook could cost you $400. Um, if you were to, join at our lowest membership, uh, our yearly membership, which is $299, you would actually be able to get 10, 20, 30 ebooks for that actual price. So, it's very good. There's lots of pricing there. There's lots of pricing options to suit every budget. We do pay as you go. And if you're not sure, and you say, well, I don't know what option is best for me, Richard, can you guide me? You can book in a call and I will guide you through everything. And then I will make a suggestion for you, which is the best option. And sometimes I've said to people, I don't think we're right for you because we don't have content on goat growing in the Himalayas. Yes, sometimes people ask very strange things. Would you have that type of content? So if you have any questions, you can always book a call. That is plr.me/book a call. Go to plr.me and you can sign up for a free account as well. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get any more water from this magic bottle of mine. And I'll just take a few final questions. If there are any final questions. If you have just joined us, or if you joined us late, do let me know if you have actually given us a thumbs up and if you have actually subscribed to our channel. Okay. So any questions? Was that useful? Was that something that you go, I never thought I could do that? Does it seem like a lot of hard work? Because I don't think it is. I mean, it's like anything. I've started just to schedule my days out because if you don't, you'll get sidetracked. Somebody will call you, somebody will send you a funny message, and then you go down a rabbit hole of memes and stuff. You just need to schedule out the time. Now, one of the things I would do, thank you, Becky, for the thumbs up. One of the things that I would definitely do is I wouldn't be too enthusiastic about your content. Now you're going to say, hold on a second, what? PLR.me is all about content. You say, don't be enthusiastic about content. No, what I mean is your publishing of content. Don't try and say, I am going to publish a magazine every single day. Okay? Because you won't be able to do it. Maybe you might be able to publish a magazine every every week. And from a content perspective, you have it all in PLR.me, all the content that you need. But what you don't want to get to is a position where it's Sunday night and I have to publish a magazine tomorrow and it becomes a chore. So initially, maybe make the magazine every 2 weeks. You publish every 2 weeks. Or maybe you say every month. And then have a stellar magazine once a month that people say, wow. Okay. Rather than, publishing something really good every week for 2 months and then getting tired and it becomes a chore and then you publish mediocre. I would say it is much better to publish once a month and blow people away and then have enough time to plan out the magazine, and that's it. Okay. Savita monthly, yeah. Pamela says the session sparked a lot of new ideas for me to think about. That is what we're here for. I mean, that's what we're here for. And every single week, Here's me saying don't publish every week. Every single week, I am coming up with different ideas and different twists on what we're actually doing in order to help you see what you can do with the content and see it in a different light, not just the light of, oh, it's an article and I have to publish it on my website as a blog and I don't have a blog. What do I do? I mean, with 10 articles, you can publish a really good monthly magazine. Okay. Um, so just to make sure that everybody's okay, if you have missed up to this point, it's okay because we have well, I'm a little bit sad that you didn't join me live, but we have a replay which will go up on YouTube, and we will also email out to remind you about the replay. We're always here on the PLR.me channel. You will find all of the videos that we have. Cosmos says, great training, gives me lots to think about and break it down. Let me close with the famous saying of how do you eat an elephant? Well, one piece at a time. I mean, if somebody said to you, you're going to eat that elephant, you go, where do I start? Well, you start at one point, and no elephants were hurt in this production of this video. But what you would do is you would break it down into smaller chunks, and then once you complete one chunk, you move on to the next chunk, etc. That's exactly the same with your business, with your content marketing plan. Okay. Savita, you crushed her, Richard. Thank you. This was fire. Okay, or goat. Yeah, your videos help how we can use PLR content. Excellent. Different topic. Nikki, if you have a question, that's quite a specific question. If you just reach out to us on our help desk, they will be able to sort you on that. Coaching is spot on. YouTube link, please. Okay, it's always on our YouTube page. And with that, I think I'm going to bid you good night or good evening, because it's just coming up to 8 p.m. here in Barcelona, which is 2 p.m. EST. Those are the only two time zones I know off the top of my head. And as I always say, I think I'm going to go home and make myself some dinner, because all this talk about eating an elephant has made me a little bit hungry. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, as they used to say, I'm Batman. And have a wonderful day, and talk to you very soon.